is cracking, Hope Nation? It's your friendly neighborhood, Kevin Hines, and this is yet another episode of Hinesight, the podcast that brings you closer to crucial worldly knowledge by interviewing pioneers in their respective fields with conversations lasting just 10 minutes or less. That's right, 10 questions in just 10 minutes with some of the greatest phenoms around. Today's guest, Dean Graziosi, is a multiple award-winning author, investor, entrepreneur, and trainer, and he is a master change maker. His mission for over 20 years has been to deliver self-education to those seeking transformation, fulfillment, and success outside the traditional educational path. Welcome to the one and only Dean Graziosi. So nice to meet you, brother. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Kevin, man. Good to be here with you.
Thank you so much. Here is my first question. You know, your work is so impactful. You've helped so many people change their lives, obviously for the better. Tell us in your own words, who is Dean Graziosi?
Oh man, just probably a young kid who didn't come from much of anything and just had a desire and a dream for more. I guess as a kid, I wanted to have my mother not work so hard. My parents split when I was 3. My mom worked 3 jobs to make nothing. I was a dreamer who wanted more, but didn't go to college, didn't come from money, had dyslexia, and just realized that none of that meant anything. What meant is the capabilities I learned from people who were successful, and then taking uncomfortable action. After you fail, you get back up. Don't listen to the naysayers. Don't listen to your inner self-doubt.
Amazing. My next question is a bit personal. Have you ever lived with depression or anxiety? And if so, how or did you deal with it?
Really good question. Yes. When I was young, I would bet to say more anxiety than depression. I had so much anxiety and stress. I was throwing up blood. I had a bleeding ulcer at 12 for a while, but then worked my way through that and found a way to build a strong relationship with my dad. I swore that divorce wouldn't be a thing in my life, but a half a decade ago, I went through a divorce and it hit me again. That whole childhood thing came. And if you want to talk about anxiety, I never experienced what anxiety was until thinking that I was going to be with my kids half the time. And I found my way through it, and I'm on the other side, and I'm grateful for that and love helping others too.
Beautiful, powerful story, important, moving, and definitely will help the viewers watching understand that they can get through it too. So you put hard work into defeating your anxiety, and hard work paid off. Dean, you move 1,000,000 miles a minute, but you take time to reflect and to meditate. You've accomplished so much. What are your top mental and physical health hacks to stay well?
One is check your thoughts all the time. Your thoughts will drive you absolutely nuts. Your thoughts will tell you you're an imposter. It's not going to work. You're going to fail. The world's going to hell in a handbasket. The fact of the matter is when my thoughts go there, I come back to me and say, I need to own my future. I'm in control of my future. If I succeed, it's on me. If I fail, it's on me, but I'm not letting thoughts derail me. Secondly, is I work on a morning routine every day. Get yourself in a place of offense, not defense. And for me, that's little gratitude, focusing on what I won the day before, like some wins, and what I accomplished and what I want to accomplish that day. What assets I do have in my life, not what I'm missing. So just, again, back to your thoughts.
What is the first thing you do in the morning and the last thing you do at night before you go to bed?
First thing in the morning is force myself not to grab my phone and look at it. The last thing I do before I go to bed is kiss my wife and I have a 1-year-old boy. Probably pray and practice a little gratitude. Gratitude
is key. And gratitude is key, along with resilience. They're two of the most protective factors against struggling with mental health and suicidal ideation. We get to exist. I always say in my presentations, I get to be here, and getting to be here is a gift in and of itself. Dean, I love the video you have about the power of your thoughts, and you briefly touched upon this. How important do you think your thoughts are, and why exactly?
It's everything. Circumstances have nothing to do with our lives. It's our perception of the circumstance. If you focus on what we lost because of COVID, then you're standing around waiting for someone to fix it. If you focus on the opportunity that has existed because of this shift, then you're focusing on a bigger tomorrow, right? One person gets in a car accident and says, oh my God, my insurance is going to go up. My car's a wreck. This is a mess. Things will never be the same. The other person gets in the same car accident and comes out of the car and says, there's nobody hurt. It's just tin and metal. That's what I got insurance for. No worries.
This is so important to so many. And personally, I'm a believer that our hurtful and harmful thoughts do not have to become our actions, as in they don't have to own, rule, or define what we do next. You know, when I was at the bridge that day at the Golden Gate, my thoughts owned my actions. I thought that I had to die, thus I jumped over the rail of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh my God.
But today, I recognize that even if I have suicidal thoughts, I don't have to act upon them. I have to turn to someone I love and say, I need help now. And for 20 years, I live with these thoughts. So my question is, would you agree that if we can realize that our thoughts don't have to become our actions if they're hurtful and harmful, and that negative self-talk is a killer, what's the best way, in your opinion, to stop the negative self-talk that so many have?
Well, again, mental illness runs shallow and runs very, very deep. So I'm only going to give you the level of my expertise of what I'd say in my own experiences. And that is, I am a very big judge of those thoughts. They come in and I feel I have my own thoughts. I felt completely helpless. Again, not suicidal, but more on the anxiety side. It triggered that 11-year-old boy with the bleeding ulcer. It brought back all those memories. I was feeling like I couldn't leave my home. I didn't want to get on a plane. I couldn't sleep at night. I didn't want to be alone. I needed music. And I was literally driving myself crazy. It was my perception and my thoughts. And I just kept bending the thoughts or proving they're wrong and keep pushing them out. And sometimes it would be a glimpse of a compelling future and then back to the bad thought, and then a minute, and then an hour, and then a day, and then a week. So they're going to come back, but proving them wrong and also showing that if I continue those thoughts, life will get worse is what allowed me to push them out.
So important, so crucial. And that also, that point right there can help a lot of people find their hope and find their resilience and pushing those thoughts out. Another question I have is Dean, how did your parents' journey shape your own?
I love my parents dearly, but I saw a lot of chaos and craziness. They were married 9 times between them. We moved all the time. We didn't have much, and they both worked very hard. But the two things, as I got older, I realized that hard work didn't equate to success because they both put in the time, but it's like they were running on a treadmill. So that shaped my life. Again, I'd love to say I realized that, and I knew it immediately, but I really fundamentally knew that the decisions they made didn't serve the best version of them. And I obsessively searched for other people that had different lives, better lives, more successful lives. I think I realized I needed to change some of the things that I did to become a better man to attract that kind of love.
Who were the people that you looked up to when you were trying to come up in the world and trying to make your way?
I would say a couple local people in my little town helped me when I was really young. They were successful in my little town of 6,000 people. Mark Miller, Dominic Affuso, 2 guys that were doing well, seemed happy. So I looked up to them at that point. And then I'd say, he's my partner and dear friend, but Tony Robbins changed my life 25 years ago.
Dean, what do you believe is your greatest accomplishment to date?
I broke the pattern of dysfunction. That's the word I'm looking for. My father was sexually and physically abused by his father. My grandfather was physically abused by his father. Just a lot of, I don't know if the right word, a lot of drama, a lot of complexity. And my sister, the same. My sister's got 2 amazing children. We kind of broke the line of dysfunction in our family. We broke the line of not having money. And my sister and I are both, fortunately, very successful in business, but even more importantly, we're very successful as parents. I have 3 children. My youngest is 1, my older are 12 and 14. They're thriving, amazing young children that I have an incredible relationship with, and they're going to be incredible adults and hopefully impact the world in a big way. So
dive in here. What is something you do every day that makes you happy?
Is I consciously am aware on how I can continue to bond and connect with my wife. Every day, I try to make sure that I'm not just taking it for granted that we have this incredible friendship, love, passion between us. And every day when I know I do something to keep that bond strong, it's become a huge win for me.
Looking forward to the Own Your Future Challenge you're doing with the great and amazing Tony Robbins in May. And as a bonus question, can you tell us about the challenge and why people should join?
Yeah, for sure. We did a challenge with Tony in January. 837,000 people showed up to help shift their mindset. The world has shifted, and if you don't shift with it, you could be left behind. That was more of mindset. Now we want to help people with their economics, because at the end of the day, if you don't own your future, someone else is going to own it. 5 days, probably 2 hours a day. It's not kind of free. It's completely free. We brought in some of and I know there's a link we set up called Own It 49. Own It 49. Go there and see all the other speakers. Ownit49.com.
Ownit49.com. Dean, thank you for all you do. Thank you for being on the show. We went a little past 10 minutes, so I'll have to do some editing, but we got this on lockdown. I'm grateful for your time. Thank you for being with us. Ladies and gentlemen, Dean Graziosi.
Thanks, Kevin.
Take care, my friend.